Did you set a New Year's resolution to read more books this year? How did that go? In previous years, I've set many reading goals, both small and way too large. I failed pretty much every single one. But this year, I didn't set a reading goal at all. Yet, I read the same number of books I read in the previous year. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. But if you feel like setting a reading goal for the year really works for you, then I still encourage you to watch this video because you just might change your mind. And if you've tried to set a reading goal in the past but failed, well then in this video I have a solution that will help you prioritize reading in the year to come without all the pressure. If you're anything like me, you've tried creating a reading goal at the start of the year. This goal is not only set with confidence, but with the best intentions. You're going to read 30 books this year. Come hell or high water, you will make it happen. And to be fair to us, we do a good job to start with, because we're excited and motivated. We set up the reading routine, buy the books, and get going, until we slow down or stop altogether. We either simply stop prioritizing reading for whatever reason, or we get so bogged down by the idea of not keeping up with the goal that we give up, because it doesn't feel like we'll do it anyway. I don't know about you, but I am sick of this feeling. Sick of creating goals that I'll never be able to complete anyway, and sick of setting goals that literally suck the fun out of reading. So this year, I didn't set a reading goal at all, and you never guess what? I read pretty much the same number of books that I read last year. I read the same number of books this year compared to last year when I did that ridiculous 30 books in 30 days challenge. Plus, this year I enjoyed my reading journey so much more than last year. Last year I literally felt the pressure to keep reading books faster and faster to meet my reading goal. Whereas this year I actually enjoyed each book as it came and didn't rush through the majority of them. This decision, when we choose to create a reading goal for the year, is usually decided when we've been relaxed or we've had a bunch of time off. When we're generally overconfident in our abilities to feel the same way about achieving our goals when we don't have as much time. So we start the new year strong. Our resolution is going well. We have the strength and the willpower to see it through, until we hit a wall and give up. We do this every single year. If it's not a reading goal, then it's drinking less, spending less, or learning a new language or something. But this is not our fault. When it comes to setting goals and specifically resolutions, there are very specific psychological reasons why these things just don't work. Most people set a resolution based on what they think they should do, rather than what they actually want to do. You might set a goal to read 30 books next year because it seems like an impressive and perhaps achievable number. But when we get down to it, the number isn't actually what you want. What you want is to make more time for reading. The number doesn't really matter or make any difference. It's just a number. It doesn't give you any constructive way to move forward or give you any tasks to do. It's literally just an arbitrary goal. You're also, in general, incredibly overconfident when you first set your goal. In essence, your goal is probably unrealistic. In the excitement of the new year, it's easy to set goals that are overly ambitious and don't reflect your current reality. Creating resolutions that are too far removed from our current reality is a surefire setup for early failure. When you create the goal, you've usually got a lot of spare time on your hands. You're relaxed and in a good frame of mind. But this relaxed ambitiousness doesn't take your reality into consideration. When it comes down to it, you'll likely have a lot less time than you realize to actually achieve your goals, so you're essentially setting yourself up for failure. Then there's the fact that when you start creating lofty goals like reading a certain number of books in the year, we kind of forget all of the things that we might need to sacrifice or give up to actually achieve it. To read a book a week, you'll likely need to read 50 pages a day. To make this happen, you might need to curb your social scrolling, or cut back on TV time, or say no to a few things. These kinds of sacrifices may be worthy, but they also require another level of effort and planning. Essentially, you're creating one goal for the year, but you're lumping in a whole bunch of other habit changes you'll need to make along the way. Habit changes you've not thought about at all because you didn't realize that they would get in the way in the first place. Changing our behavior patterns and reaching for these lofty and ambitious goals isn't easy. We're simply not wired to make changes that quickly. And because the end result of the goal is literally a year away, no wonder that our drive fizzles out or we just don't become as enthusiastic about it halfway through. So if your typical New Year's resolution or reading goal for the year doesn't really work, then what will? Let me introduce to you a concept I first heard in a video by CGP Grey, and that's to create a theme for the year. Instead of setting specific goals that will likely set you up for failure, goals like read 30 books in a year or get through your to-be-read list. Instead, create a theme for the year. In this case, your theme might be the year of reading. Now hear me out. You might be thinking that this seems a little silly. I mean, it sounds really weak. You have no way to track it and you have no idea if you've reached a goal or not. But this is where the beauty lies. Instead of creating a goal and rushing towards it or beating yourself up for it if you fail, instead you're creating a lifestyle choice that will help you make better decisions throughout the year. Because it's the year of reading, you might decide to pick up a book instead of watching a crappy series on Netflix. Because it's the year of reading, you might take a book with you when you visit family and read on the train instead of scrolling through Instagram. Because it's the year of reading, you might invest in an e-reader so you can always have a book with you on the go. I have a feeling you guys will find this particularly helpful, because when I asked you if you'd met your reading goal this year, the majority of you said you didn't even create one. Plus, this theme rather than a goal allows you to be creative and change it as you change, because you're never the same person 1 year later as you were when you started, especially because it's broad. Your year of reading theme will allow you to read fiction and non-fiction, as well as essays, blog posts, and studies. It will also allow you to diverge from print books to ebooks and audiobooks. This theme also allows you to change as a reader. You may start the year wanting to read lots of personal development or non-fiction books, but before you know it, you're tired from work starting again and you just want to relax. Because you've not said, I'm going to read one non-fiction book a month, you allow yourself to adapt and shift to reading shorter, more immersive stories that help you relax. Plus, when life throws itself at you, your theme allows you to take a break and not feel like you've failed your goal or resolution. In essence, a theme for the year allows you to make positive changes throughout your year. It allows you to make choices as and when you need them to make reading a priority, rather than reaching for some arbitrary goal that you created when you were all chill and stuff. So I'm making this coming year the year of reading for me again. Will you join me? If so, leave a comment and tell me that you're going to make next year the year of reading for you, and come join my Discord where we can talk a little bit more and share our reading journey. If you love this Bookish Thoughts video, then check out the one on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.